core body to shoot it in the paint.
Ooh, we get into the fourth quarter. Second half of the fourth quarter.
Oh, man. Oh, this ought to be interesting. The numbers are filling up on the live viewership right now, Billy, because the Mavericks, as we just announced, just lost to the Golden State Warriors. What was that?
147-116.
And it's time to do Mavs post-game show, and the phone lines are open right now. 469-708-8609. If you can hear my voice, you want to call in and talk Mavs, let's do it. Oh, damn.
They
I
didn't
didn't
even
get
let
the
us get
phone
there.
number out good enough, man. Yeah, Jesus Christ,
Hello?
man. How we doing? Who we got?
Hello.
Yeah, who we doing?
I love your show. It's a very good show. I like you guys. You guys are good.
He can't even do a good accent.
Yeah, who is this?
He can't even
Sir, I
do
don't do accent. I just like your show. I'm just an upset Mavs fan.
Think you'll come again?
This is racist, ma'am.
What the hell do you want, man?
Sorry guys. EA here. I just want to say quality broadcast going on there.
Thank you.
By you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling in tonight.
First off, I just want to say, what a great Mavs game, huh? The first half was awesome.
Yeah.
That 70-some points? Wow.
Yeah.
We won, right?
Yeah. Did you even watch the game? That's a good question. That's a good question to start off by you. Did you even watch the game?
I did. I watched. I still have it on. I have the other game out. The Lakers and the Nuggets right now are on right now here inside the studio that I'm at right now. But yeah, I'm sorry, guys, but let's just face it. It's a bad team. It's okay.
Not a guy like you saying that.
No, it's a bad team. I know, but it's a bad team. Let's just face it. Let's just be truthful here, and let's acknowledge it. It's a bad team. But I do have something to say to all these people on Twitter right now, these MFFLers. Okay?
Let them have it.
It's not Rick Carlisle's fault. Okay? The slander must stop. Must stop.
So whose fault is it then?
I'm sick and tired. See, listen, I'm sick and tired. I'm so sick and tired of these bad, awful takes about Rick Carlisle. Honestly, when you have a bad team, I mean, the greatest coach of all time couldn't even do anything. Phil Jackson could not resurrect anything from this. Okay, I am sorry, but this is just terrible. These terrible takes are happening here. And nothing's going to change. You know Mark Cuban's not going to fire him. But they should fire one person. I'm going on board. If Donnie Nelson doesn't do anything dramatic, it's by the trade
we have our
deadline.
first. I'm going to keep tabs tonight on see how many people call in to say they want Rick Carlisle or they want Donnie fired. I'm keeping tabs tonight.
You're welcome. Good job, EA. Keep going.
I don't want Rick fired. I'm a Donnie guy. And I'm saying I don't want Donnie fired yet, but I will say this. We need to see some improvement to the team, and either by the trade deadline this season or this offseason. Because seriously, what's going on, guys? I mean, this is a bad team. Luka Doncic needs help. Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, he was good. Okay, I don't know.
Hold on. You know what's funny? I'm glad you bring that up because guys like you, people like you. Well, when we bring up names like Andre Drummond and Julius Randle, you tell me no. Don't bring that guy here. He scores the ball too much, or he's going to get in Luka's way. But that's to say, now you're wanting help. When we suggested the help to get to you, now you don't. Now you want the help. Is that what I'm understanding?
I want other kind of help.
Oh, okay.
He wants other kind of help.
Okay. And what was that? Because the no rebound the clock happened tonight.
We talked about it in the text message chain. We were talking about Oladipo potentially coming to the Mavericks. Billy mentioned that. And,
hell no.
And you know what? Right. I know that. But what did you say? We need 3-and-D guys. That's pretty much what we need. We need shooters and guys that can play defense. That was the worst defensive performance I've ever seen in my life. You need
rebounders, too. You need somebody who gets rebounds. Somebody like Andre Drummond who's getting 20 of them a night.
Okay, fine. If we can find him somehow, go get him. You know, at this point, I'm desperate.
Wow.
I'm desperate for something.
A guy like EA is desperate.
Hey, man.
That's usually the case, isn't it?
But you know what, EA, real quick, I do want to piggyback what you said there, man.
Right.
When it comes to Donnie Nelson, He is the one. He is the GM of this basketball team, and I'm telling you, it's a culture thing that needs to happen here. The Mavericks have the same mentality that we're just going to run with one superstar or a couple of all-star caliber players, and then we're going to fill in the rest of the roster with a bunch of average or below average to average guys, and then try to sell it to the fan base that this is what we need, and that's not the situation. It's got to change in that front office before we can really put it on Rick Carlisle. I think Rick will eventually be the casualty that comes of this, but I think it's higher than Rick Carlisle. I think it starts with Donnie Nelson.
And you're 100% right. And look at this. I saw this incendiary tweet that made me very angry right before I came on to talk to you guys. They were talking about how Rick Carlisle, because he took Dirk to the championship, all of a sudden he's a mediocre coach. And all of a sudden, because he took Dirk to a championship, he's not a mediocre coach, and that's stupid and that's wrong. And somebody goes, Dirk took two mediocre coaches. Now all of a sudden, we're now calling Avery Johnson a mediocre coach on top of that. So apparently, Dirk did everything, which I love Dirk, and he did a lot here. But Dirk did everything. Rick didn't do anything. The whole franchise didn't do anything. The other role players didn't have a help on it. Like people, we're getting bad basketball takes here, and it's just getting really bad. Listen, there's a lot wrong. Rick Carlisle is part of it, too. He is part of it. He needs to do something quick with this team. But to say he is the only freaking problem right now, and that's where we're going to blame, it's just ridiculous. And I'm sorry, it needs to end. Walt, I don't know what we're going to do, man. What are we going to do? You're the fixer here.
I've already suggested to you. You didn't want to listen to me back when I suggested everything. So, now you want my help. Now you want to listen? Is that where we're at? Now you want to listen to reason?
I told you, I'm desperate.
Now
Walt,
you want to listen to reason, huh?
We need that help, man.
Now you want to listen to reason.
Listen, I'm on the field, Walt, dying of thirst, and I'm begging you.
Mr. Azad, as I said it, as Mike Bassick said it, I have suggested to you a couple things. If you're not going to fire Rick Carlisle, that's fine. But you need to consider taking Luka Doncic off the ball. I've explained that to you guys. I explained to you. Matter of fact, you know what's funny? The team you just played against tonight, guess what they did tonight? They took Steph Curry off the ball. Guess who was the point guard? Draymond Green at times on the floor. Did you see Steph Curry running around getting shots? Going around picks and stuff? Did you see that?
I did.
That could be here in Dallas. That really could be here in Dallas.
Although Luka doesn't shoot the ball like Steph.
To handle the rock.
But you know what? Granted, he doesn't shoot the ball like Steph. But still, as I said, that will open his game up.
Yeah, absolutely.
That will open his game up a lot. And he can go back to doing his post. You see him doing the post stuff and everything like that.
Yep.
That'll get him going like that.
Rick is stubborn in what he wants to do, man. They're not going to switch that up.
Also, another thing, your guy KP, you still love him, right? You haven't turned your back
on him.
I
still love him. I'm not going to turn my back on KP.
Well,
I'm not like you.
Also, last night on the post-game show, Billy says now that I make sure I refer to KP when I speak to Billy as his guy.
Yeah.
That's what he said, his guy.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man.
KP, his guy.
Thank you, Billy.
I don't know if you watched the halftime. Me and Billy watched Kenny and
Shaq.
they broke it down where he needs to start getting the ball at, where he needs to start being, how he needs to start picking and rolling. And I understood where they were coming from, but I was yelling at them. That's not how Rick Carlisle runs his offense for him to play like that. His deal is the pick and pop, pick and come back out and hit the shot, not roll to the basket. That's the way it's designed. And, he does, like I say, he needs to, this year, with Steph Curry gone, the floor is a little bit smaller for him now because he doesn't have that much room to work with because Tim Hardaway's moving around. You got Dorian Finney-Smith moving around. They're all not set like they were when Steph Curry was on the floor because you knew, worst come to worst, you're going to dish out to Steph and it was 3.
Well, regardless of any kind of moves, I'm going to tell it right now. And all the MFFLers out there, all the Mavs fans, all the Dallas fans out there, all the sports fans, all the bFb fans. It's not happening this year. We're not making the playoffs. So enjoy watching some terrible basketball.
Wait a minute.
It's not happening.
Wait a minute. Hold on, sir.
It's too late.
I need you to give me another one because you were one of the ones that were gung-ho. Will you tell the people at home? Hold on, sir. Will you tell the people at home who's not going to be MVP this season?
I said, he won't. Oh, yeah, Luka's not being MVP. That's obvious.
I just want to hear those words out of your mouth when I told you he wasn't, and you tried to.
I mean, in my dreams, maybe Luka's going to go off on a rant, but no, it's not going to happen. The Mavericks aren't going to make the playoffs. this come to reality, and it's just, they're not a good team. That's as simple as it gets. I don't know why people on Twitter are going like, "What's going on?" Or the Mavericks, what's going on? I'm sorry, there's not a good team this year. Okay, they were a pretty decent team last year. They made noise in the bubble, and I think we got kind of high, and I was guilty of it. I got drunk and high off that bubble, and it was awesome and everything. But guys, it's not a good team this year. Let's see what they do at the trade deadline. Let's see what they do in the offseason, because again, the season's a waste. And you know what? I'm glad there's no fans at the AAC right now. Maybe Mark Cuban knew something was going on, because that made sense. And I'm glad there are no fans there to see this. We don't need that environment for them. So we'll see what happens next year, guys. But can I quickly say something?
Well, hold on before you say something, because I want to poke holes in your Rick Carlisle is not the problem theory. Who calls the plays on the floor?
Rick.
So would you say that the plays that they're running are getting them points on the floor?
I don't think their offense is an issue. I think it's more their defense. I think the biggest thing is their defense on the other side, which is killing them.
You don't think their offense is the issue, and they just got blown up by how much?
Well, their offense is an issue. Think about the points they scored, man. That's normally enough points to win. It's their defense. Any other night, the Mavericks would score these same points.
You had to give me. Let me. You keep talking. So I got to pull. I got to pull numbers.
So we scored 116 tonight. Okay, now a lot of that in garbage time. Be it that.
Yeah.
But even Billy, you're right. No, but again, with the Mavericks were going at it. The problem was the Mavericks were going toe-to-toe with the Golden State Warriors' energy in the first half, which I said, well, you got to slow them down with the defense, because I don't know if the Mavericks can keep up with it, because they're not built that way.
Right.
Their offense isn't an issue. It's the players they have aren't equipped for it.
Right.
So they're not going to make these shots every time.
Right.
You can't go toe-to-toe with the Golden State Warriors with their game. That's their game, and they're really good at it. Unless you have the shooters to go about it, they're not going to do it.
Who draws that offense up, though, EA?
What?
Who draws the offense up to run it that way?
Okay, Rick.
Well, I mean, but that's kind of low hanging fruit, though. If we're gonna be fair, that's low hanging fruit. It's easy to pick on Rick because of that. Because Rick was also calling the plays last year. He was, and the offense was all time great. Now,
yeah, exactly, Billy.
So the reality,
well, it was. You say it was all time great. It was. What was it? Historic.
It was a historic. It was the
most efficient offense in NBA
history. Yeah,
I'll give you that. But at the same time, when seasons change, you have to change.
Well, I agree with that, but I mean, the Mavericks didn't make changes like that to where the offense, was going to just. No one went into the season thinking the offense would be a problem. We were concerned about the defense.
Not when they got rid of Steph Curry?
Well, Steph Curry wasn't the whole offense, though. It'd be different if you lost Luka. It'd be different even if you lost KP.
Well, them open shots they missing.
Well,
that wouldn't be knocked down by now.
Yeah, but you know what? That's an extra 10, 15 points that the defense is scoring as well, or that the other team is scoring. Because Steph Curry's not a defensive guy.
We'd have made up for that in 3-point shooting.
Ah, man.
We made up for that.
We can't count on that every night.
How can you say it? Remember, they had the historic offense.
That's fine, but the problem still remains. It doesn't matter what your offense does. Your defense, you got to have guys that can go out there and stop. Defense is a mentality. It's an effort thing, man. And we've been talking about this over the past couple of weeks. The Mavericks and their effort, period. But especially on the defensive end, I need people to understand the significance of this again. And I know this is my camera right here. Again, Kelly Oubre scored 40 NBA basketball points tonight. 40, okay? Not Steph Curry, not Klay Thompson. Kelly Oubre scored 40 points tonight against the Dallas Mavericks.
Kelly Oubre Jr. Get his name.
Oh, that's right. Let me put the JR on the end. Yes, don't want to forget that. Kelly Oubre Jr. scored 40 NBA basketball points against his Dallas Mavericks team. And it goes to what I said earlier, Walt. This team makes average to slightly above average players, role players. Kelly Oubre is not a superstar caliber player. I'm not even sure he's an all-star caliber type player. He's a very good role player, and he gave you 40 points. That goes to, and all of them were wide open. It's not like he was just out there willing and dealing and creating. He's just knocking down open shots. What are you doing defensively? You didn't even you didn't do anything to stop this guy. He's the only guy that's killing you. You did nothing to stop him.
Your high score was 27 tonight, and that was Luka. Your second high.
Congratulations, Luka.
Your second highest score was KP at 25. I seen Cedar Hill legend Daniel Horton ask the question: when is their star player going to play defense?
Well, no, wait, hold on. Be careful. Don't be careful with saying that.
What do you mean?
Because you know how it is, man. You can't. Luka plays defense. Okay, I'm not saying that. I'm telling you what comes
Oh,
from the
what the
MFFL.
FFLs?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Luka
You're gonna
plays
have to stop
defense.
attacking my guys.
Yeah.
Man, the MFFL.
Hey,
I can let you get away with Cowboys Nation, but not the MFFL.
Listen,
okay?
Luka.
I will say this, in defense of Luka, did Dirk play defense?
No,
I'm
but
just
Dirk
saying.
wasn't
I mean,
athletically
Dirk wasn't a
able to do
phenomenal
that.
defensive player either. So let's not. I'm not going to sit there and but Luka, he's a star player.
Excuse me, sir. I don't appreciate shots at greatness. Okay, I just want to make sure I make that. No, I just don't appreciate.
Well,
shots
and then
at
at the same time, Dirk wasn't really athletically gifted enough to move his feet like that.
Was Luka? Is Luka?
Well, I mean, Luka has some pretty
athletically gifted.
Well, no, he's not athletically gifted like that. I mean, he has that good. He can move his feet. We see that on the offensive end. My thing is,
well, Dirk could move his feet too. I'm just okay. Luka might be a little more athletically than Dirk, but overall, Luka is by definition, Luka is an average defender. By his best definition, probably an average defender. He has great skill sets that make him can play better. But again, to say because Luka didn't play defense. Now, what about Porzingis? Now, Porzingis, we got to give some criticism towards on his defensive end because I know he tried, but I mean, you're 7 foot, whatever. You need to at least try. You know, I mean, he's getting worked, and that's kind of being a problem.
No, what
Great,
they're,
you did
what
it
they're doing with
offensively,
KP is number one, they picking and rolling him. Number one, number two, they putting it. He's getting switched on guys like in the Suns game. He got switched on Chris Paul
all the time,
which was smart. Which is what you want. You want to get him blended up and somehow end
right.
up on
But
it's
not a great strategy. You're going to have to counteract that because. Look, Kelly Oubre, Kevin Gray Jr. made a great tweet during the game. He said, well, as much as Luka or KP was doing good in the third quarter, giving to put 13 points in the quarter, he was giving up at least 20 on the other end. Like, as much as he was doing it, he was still, on the other end, he was causing the Golden State to keep going back up. And that needs to be a problem that needs to be addressed in the future. Again, not this season. I'm telling you right now, this season, if anyone out there still thinks that there's hope this season, please tell yourself not to believe in it. Kill that hope. Kill your dreams of the Mavericks making the playoffs.
I thought that would be you. I thought you would be the one still coming in here saying that they're still going to do something.
Well, I just took my dreams of the Mavericks making the playoffs and I murdered it. I murdered it. Okay? It is dead. It is sitting in this studio right now dead. Okay? It's done. I'm not going to put my hopes up on it. And I just want to say one thing. I am a little upset right now.
Oh.
As you guys know, I'm on the phone right now because I can't be there. And, the great Mike Bassett last week.
Nobody's upset about you not being here either. Keep going.
He got to put his face up there, and I thought, maybe I could do that. And I was like, okay, maybe I can, talk live on, and everybody can see my gorgeous hands and face. But that's not happening. I'm here on the phone.
Yep.
And I thought I built up enough vet time here with the show that I could get that, but I guess I don't. I guess I'm not on Tovash or Mike Bassett.
There you go. Yet. You know who we reserved that camera for, sir. The man who deserves it. The highlight of tonight. The guy who draws the ratings. He's not here yet, but trust me, he will be here. And he's gonna have some very harsh comments for these Mavericks when he gets here too. I feel it already.
I hope. I don't know. Tovash, we'll see. But if he ever shows up. By the way, Super Bowl pick. My heart tells me the Chiefs, but my mind is telling me to don't bet against Tom Brady because every time I do, he wins. Tom Brady and the Bucs, I think, are going to win it, his 7th Super Bowl. Unfortunately, I don't want that to happen. Let's go Bucs. Hopefully, Patrick Mahomes, can you just prove me wrong? 15 p.m. I need you. Texas Tech's own MVP. Can we do it? Chiefs Nation, let's go.
All right, thank you, sir. As we get back into the Mavs talk here.
Bye, guys. Love you. See you Tuesday.
Yeah, we won't hold our breath on it. Mike Bassett has weighed in. He's here on the in the chat on the Facebook stream in the watch party. He says Luka has been better defensively this year. Luka is playing with trash.
That is greatness.
The 2010 Cavs had way more talent around LeBron than this 2021 Mavs team around Luka. Do you agree with that?
I would have to say so. I would even go as far back on that Cavs team that LeBron first went to the finals with that featured what was it, Delonte West? Mm-hmm. I think you had Eric Snow.
He didn't have Delonte West when he went to the
that first year. Whenever they win and they beat the Pistons and then they played the Spurs and got swept.
Whatever that would have been Eric Snow,
Zydrunas
Ilgauskas, Larry Hughes, Damian, what's the guy who J.R. Smith threw soup on?
Yeah.
Him.
Yeah.
Sasha Pavlovich, Anderson Varejao,
I'd love to have any of that. Anderson Varejao is going to give you that energy you're looking for.
and I think that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. On that team, yeah.
This team stinks, man. That's the bottom line. That's what it boils down to. I tried to rationalize it and tell the MFFLs, hey, just calm down. It will get better. It's not getting any better. After watching that Jesus.
Phone lines are open. Anybody wants to call in and talk Mavs, 469-708-8609. Call in and probably give Billy some kind of hope here or whatever.
I don't need any hope. I'm about to go ahead and lay it to the side.
Before we got to this point, my brother called from Atlanta. He's
Right.
in Atlanta. Man made a call from Atlanta to let me know that he wants Rick Carlisle fired. So that's two. That's two. Or you're not a Rick Carlisle fire guy, right?
Well, no,
You're Donnie Nelson. You were Donnie Nelson fire.
I'm first for Donnie Nelson.
Okay, so
I think Rick will ultimately be the casualty that happens because if you lose the locker room, which you're already on the verge of doing, you can't. There's only so many losses you could take where they're still even tuning in and listening to what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the closest example I can give of that is with the Cowboys under Jason Garrett. It wasn't that his message was wrong, but it had just ran its course through that locker room over the course of 10 years, and guys weren't trying to hear it, especially the veteran guys who have been there for a while. And therefore, they just, they tune it out, and, it just doesn't work out for you anymore. And so ultimately, I think Rick will be the one who bears the brunt of all of this losing, in which in sports that always happens. The head coach or, the manager in baseball, whoever, they're going to end up being the ones that get fired. But I do ultimately think that Donnie Nelson needs to be removed as the GM as well, because they do not do a good enough job of acquiring talent that will help this team go to the next level. It cannot just be Luka, KP, Miyu, EA, and Tovash out there. It can't be that. You need other guys. You need to be aggressive in your free agency approach. You need to be aggressive in looking at trades. You need to, if you're going to get rid of picks, man, utilize them to go and get good guys that are going to help you. We got a phone call.
Oh, we got a phone call? Okay, who we got?
Yo, what up? This is Keith.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's happening? How you guys doing?
Pretty good, man. What you got for us tonight?
Well, you said let's talk to Mavs, so
Let's do it.
I figured I'd weigh in since Billy Allen didn't. He should have just went ahead and called me and put me on the podcast anyway.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what I don't know what this guy's problem is, man. I don't know what his problem is.
Oh, man, what's good, man?
hey, listen. So I think the Mavs have a few issues. One, and I know I just heard you say that Rick Carlisle was going to take the brunt of this. Rightfully so. I just think that Rick Carlisle doesn't really appeal to the young group of guys that he has right now. I think Rick Carlisle is a veteran coach. You know what I'm saying? If Rick Carlisle was coaching the Lakers, they would be
Milwaukee
with the old guys.
I say the Milwaukee Bucks. I say if he goes to Milwaukee Bucks tomorrow, they go to the finals. Hell, they might even win the championship if he go to Milwaukee Bucks. Yeah.
Exactly. He just needs older guys. These young guys, they're not really motivated by Rick. They need probably a younger guy or somebody that's going to get in their tail. You know what I mean? And that's just straight up. We've seen it for a long time. The Mavs have entirely too many little bitty guards. I think from a standpoint of how they've drafted or whatever, put their team together, there's no need for all those little guards. I mean, run Luka at the point guard the same kind of way that you run LeBron with the Lakers. Let Luka be the point. You still have Porzingis. I personally don't think it would be a bad idea to go after Julius Randle. I mean, he's having an all-star caliber season.
King. We can't have him here. He scores too many points, and he makes too many points for this
Oh,
Mavericks team. That's what Mavericks.
No,
that's what people tell me, and that comes from media. That came from media people when I suggested that about a year or two ago.
No. You have to consider it because for two reasons. One, Porzingis can't stay healthy, so whenever he's out, Julius can take up that slack. Two, Julius plays on both sides of the ball.
Right.
He's a very strong forward, very quick guy. So, he picks up the slack. So if they decided that they wanted to play small ball, they could absolutely do that as well. So I think it's something to consider.
We can't
and then,
have we can't have Andre
Drummond.
Drummond. We can't have Andre Drummond either because he'll get in Luka's way. He'll get in the way of Luka getting his triple doubles with getting his 20 rebounds a night.
Right. That's according to the MFFLs.
That was for
yeah,
media, that was for media people.
They
too.
need to stop that. That's silly. I mean, Andre Drummond's gonna do what he does. He's gonna grab rebounds. He's going to do what he does. That makes zero sense. And then, of course, I thought getting rid of Steph Curry was just foolish. You have to be able to space the floor in today's NBA game. With a guy like Luka and his passing ability, you have to have somebody that's going to knock down the shots. I like Tim Hardaway Jr. I don't think he's having as great of a season this year as he, showed last year. And that could be due to the fact that you don't have Seth on the other side as well. So,
right.
I think they have to really evaluate.
He's got his college role buddy Trey Burke on the sideline with him. Remember those guys from Michigan?
Now I got to give credit where credit is due. Michigan has been showing up with Trey Burke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He has been balling. I say he's a great guy to come off the bench. So you should absolutely keep him. But yeah, it's time for them to part ways with Carlisle.
Wow.
Do something different coaching wise. I was really trying to think of who I would like to see them go for as a coach, but I don't really have anybody in mind. I mean, the interesting thing is you look at teams now and they've got a lot of assistants that have been head coaches that may have just ran into the wrong opportunity. So there's
Right.
a lot of opportunity that's out there for that.
My brother called me before. He called from Atlanta. He was concerned about what was going on here in Dallas. He actually gave me a name for head coach. Are you willing to hear this out?
Let's go. Let's go. Let's see what he got.
Jason Kidd.
That's a hell of a name. I like that name. I do personally.
You do?
I like Jason Kidd.
To be honest,
he mentioned it to me.
I think that's a no-brainer. Hometown guy. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's already been here before. He's young enough to reach those young players. So I think that would be a great opportunity. I think they should absolutely capitalize on that.
Luka's the type of point guard he pretty much was early in his career, right?
Basically. But here's the problem though with that, Key. You gotta keep it like this. As much as we might want Jason Kidd here, in order to get him here, that guy that's up in that office, that big glass office up top, he's got to be the one to make that decision. I personally do not trust Donnie Nelson to make that move.
Override him and just get ready.
Yeah, that's fine. But Cuban seems to believe in Donnie Nelson. He's been believing in him for a very long time.
Actually, today on GBA Nation, it sounded like Cuban believes in the team. Period.
Well,
I think Cuban is just a take care of his people type of person.
Yeah, he's a loyal guy.
I mean, he did give Wesley Matthews 17 mil because he was loyal to his word. Even after DeAndre Jordan decided not to come, he still came here.
I mean, I'd like to see what he gave Dirk under the table after all them years of getting robbed on contracts. He has to have gotten some money under the table.
Something happened.
He probably slid him a good $50 million somewhere.
Hey,
so.
Dirk is sitting somewhere comfortably, man. Still getting those to-go plates from his wonderful wife, man, with the foil on top, man.
Oh, Jessica?
Yeah.
Actually hung out with him and his wife at his street naming ceremony.
Oh, yeah. Gosh, I mean, I just think ultimately, man, when it comes to the Mavericks, I've said it for a long time now, it's time to just change the overall culture, man. They've got to be more aggressive when it comes to free agency, how they go about looking at trades. You need to go and acquire talent by any means, and then get a coach in there that knows how to utilize that talent and put them in position to do the things that they need to do, because otherwise you're going to run the risk of when Luka gets close to being a free agent, if he's fed up with what's going on,
he's not going anywhere.
I know you don't believe that he's going to go anywhere, man, but listen.
Rick Carlisle will be gone before Luka leaves.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But still, I mean, what difference does it make if you bring another coach and you still don't bring talent? You got to get talent.
It will be his next contract. He ain't doing it on his first contract. He's gonna make all the money in the world with his first contract, and he'll get an extra year. He ain't going nowhere.
Hey, well, they better find some talent, because I'm not
Don't worry
looking
about it. When the new coach, if it's Jason Kidd, comes in here, it'll be fine.
Okay, well, hey, they need just bring some talent with you. If it's you, Jason Kidd, just bring some talent with you.
Hey, thank you for calling in, man. Appreciate that.
Hey, no doubt, fellas. Y'all be easy.
All right, now.
I want to brace you for what might be about to happen here.
What do we have?
We may be about to get. I'm texting him the number now. We may be about to get a call from Mike Bassett
Oh, man.
about coming.
man.
We've done it. We've done it. Mike Bassett is probably about to join us here in the next couple minutes to break some of this down. Billy, I want to know. I want to get your thoughts on that. What do you think about that Jason Kidd deal?
Hey, man, I love any coach that's going to come in here that has some I want to say some skins on the wall, man, as far as, coaching and even playing. Jason Kidd is an all-time great at
Got
the
a
point guard
championship
position.
here?
Yeah, he won the championship. Oh, here we go.
We got a phone call?
They will not let us move forward. Carry on. Who do we have?
Yeah, this is first-time caller, Little Mike Bassick.
Little baby Mike Bassett, how you doing tonight, man? Well, we know how you doing.
Good.
We know how
Back
you
in
doing.
Duncanville, that's how when I hit puberty and my voice changed. Then when people would call the phone back in the olden days when you had home phones,
Yeah.
somebody say, "Is Mike there?" And I'd have to say big or little. I was little. Dad was big.
I thought you were talking about something else when you said that.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead, keep going.
Probably so.
Mike,
Oh God. Okay, let's start with this, guys.
here we go.
I can't believe this. If you're going to lose basketball games, it happens in the NBA. Even the best teams in a regular season, 82, is going to lose probably 20 games. But the Mavericks have shown lack of effort, lack of energy, lack of focus for 40% of their games. In approximately 25 games, right? They play 25 games, or right around that. Like you're 10 or 11 of the games, they don't really even show up ready to play basketball.
Mike,
Like
what
they didn't
do you
read a scouting
attribute that
report.
to?
Like they didn't know that the Warriors move off of the ball. It's beautiful basketball to watch, by the way. The way that they have Draymond Green controlling the ball with four guys just going everywhere around the court. And obviously they're trying to get the ball to Seth Curry. But if you overplay Seth Curry, the guy who set the pick is then diving to the basket. And if both of them go with Curry, and it's like the Mavs, do they not read scouting reports? Do they not go over practice reports? This is amazing to me. Not only how bad they're playing, but how dumb they are at basketball.
Yeah. Mike, I'm telling you, man, it's what it is to me. I know that these guys are better than that. I'm not going to say Rick Carlisle doesn't know how to draw up defensive schemes and stuff like that. These guys are just not playing with the effort because they're defeated. You just look at how they hit the floor, how they play in between timeouts. This team, the body language tells you that they're defeated, man. They no longer believe in what's going on here.
I'm with you, and I do think – I know it's not going to happen tonight, and it's not going to happen in the next week or two. But unfortunately, I didn't know that this was going to be the case. They're going to have to redo the whole team over the next 2 years around Luka to try to get this right. I don't know if one player on this team belongs on the Dallas Mavericks future besides Luka, because you do have, wherever you put him in the NBA, I do believe he's a top 10 player in the NBA, and that is very hard to get.
Right.
But at this point, I don't know if anybody on this team fits.
Nah.
And that's a huge issue, man. Out of a 15-man roster, if you only feel comfortable about one guy, that's a huge issue.
Mike, let me ask you this. I don't know if you watched halftime. Did you see what Kenny and Shaq were saying about how Porzingis, where he needs to play at, what he needs to do?
Yes, where Kenny Smith said, I would make Porzingis touch the paint every play. And then you can go fade back out to the three-point line, but every time you at least have to go put at least 1 foot in the paint on every offensive possession just to think that you're a threat to go down low. And I'm going to tell you this. I think that Mark Cuban is a big computer guy, right? And he's a big analytic guy, and he has a lot of guys he's hired to do analytics. But is analytics killing this team where it's like you just have to shoot the three, keep shooting the three? But I thought Shaq and Barkley and Kenny and Chris Webber during the game, I mean, these are Hall of Fame players. I know Kenny Smith isn't, but a very good player who played dozen years or so in the NBA.
Right.
They can't all be wrong about this. Sometimes basketball can become simple.
Right.
If your little brother or your kid is guarding you and you're trying to actually win the game, then you just walk them down to the basket and you lay the ball in. Like it's like Shaq. I mean, Shaq put it perfectly. You either create an unbelievable opportunity for yourself, or the whole defensive collapse, and you pass the ball out for wide open threes. Hakeem Olajuwon won 2 championships doing it. Duncan won 5 championships doing it. Those were his examples. Obviously, Shaq won,
Shaq won
championships doing it. Like this is. I'm wondering if Rick, because I don't think Rick's a dumb coach. He's dumb this year, or the analytic department is so in charge of the Mavericks that you can't even switch from shooting. We have to shoot 43-pointers a game. And if we don't, then analytically we did something wrong. And so, because it's not making sense, common sense would say, post up Luka. He can bully you. You give him the ball 10 feet from the basket. How are they not going to collapse? And Luka can pass out of the post and get Porzingis down there some. As Kenny Smith said, who follows the Knicks, he calls some Knicks games for a living too. He's like, Porzingis used to go down into the post, but with the Mavericks, they refused to put him down there.
And when Kenny was saying that, I was yelling at the computer, Kenny, that's not a Rick Carlisle offense. That's not how Rick Carlisle runs his offense. It don't work that way. It's Porzingis picking and popping and shooting a 3 at the top of the key is what the offense has been for since he's gotten here. Right. That's what their game plan was.
And the easiest thing to do, guys, and I hate saying this because I don't want to fire people, but the easiest thing to do is you to fire Rick first and see if the players around Luka are this bad.
That's 3. Yeah. You're the third. Okay, we keep a tally on how many people are saying fire Donnie or fire Rick. Right now, we're on 3 Rick Carlisle votes right now. We got 3 Rick Carlisle votes.
Yeah, and I'm not – the thing about Donnie is I wonder how much control he has to do what he wants to do. I know that, I hate Jerry Jones. I make that pretty damn clear on my radio
I think you make
show.
that pretty clear on radio, FM radio, sir.
He's ruined that franchise for a long time. And I don't know how much Mark Cuban really lets Donnie be the general manager.
Well,
Does that make sense?
Question. He actually was on your station today on G-Bag Nation. Did you catch that? Did you catch it?
Yeah, I got to listen to that, and then unfortunately Mark was talking about how great this team still is.
Right.
So, but I get it. I mean, I don't know if he's telling the truth or not. That's the thing is, as a general manager or a president or an owner of a team, you have to be a professional liar. And he's probably really good at that. And I don't know. That's the tough thing about Jerry and Mark and general managers is you don't know when they're really telling the truth or when they are lying. So the public feels that hope that you need as a fan.
Can I mention that I feel like Avery Johnson got fired for less, and he actually got the team in the playoffs that year when he got fired. Am I crazy for thinking that?
No, I think the one thing that Avery had against him, which I don't know about this, and Walt, this is tough for you because you usually get to know the players well, and this year you're just not going to be able to because of the coronavirus, is the team lost faith in Avery.
Okay.
Jason Kidd, remember they trade for Jason Kidd, and Avery's benching Jason Kidd, and Jason Kidd's like, I still got something left. You're going to bench me in the last 3 minutes of fourth quarters? I got traded here. I demanded to be here, and you're going to bench me? So Kidd didn't want to play for Avery. It seemed like Dirk was growing tired of Avery. I mean, and those were your 2 main guys at the time. So I don't know. It seems like Luka's growing tired of this whole situation. I did find this really interesting when Mark Cuban was on with G-Bag Nation today. Did you hear him say he had to talk to Luka and talk him down and said, hey, I just want to tell you in 2010, 2011, we went on a 6-game losing streak? Well, what that meant to me, here's the hidden nugget there.
Mm-hmm. Tell him about it.
That meant Luka's pissed off.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And Mark had to calm him down and say, look, this has happened to me before, and we won a championship. But that means Luka's already bitching to Mark about this situation.
Right. And you know what else? Yeah, that's what you're saying. Pretty much he's doing it. And I think Mark kind of felt some way with him calling the team out publicly in the press conference the other day. Yeah. That's what also Mark had to have a conversation with him about.
Yeah. And like you've been talking about, Walt, and you're so right, is, a guy like Steve Kerr, and I know, his resume didn't look good. I know a lot of people were mad at him for taking that job, and Mark Jackson didn't really deserve to get fired, and I agree with all of that. But when you watch Steve Kerr throughout his time, he has taken a bunch of unusable players from other situations and figured out how to use them and get the most out of their talents. And I don't know why Rick is struggling so much with that.
You mean like
lately.
JaVale?
And I know
like JaVale McGee when he left here and went to Golden State and got a championship?
Yeah.
Another example?
Yeah, well, I mean, right now, a guy like Wiggins, right? I mean, I'm not saying Wiggins is great. Wiggins is not, a great player for Golden State either, but I feel like at this point in Wiggins' career, Steve Kerr's figured out how to get the most out of Andrew Wiggins.
Hey, to back that statement up, go look and see whose name is on the All-Star ballot. Andrew Wiggins is. Think about that. Andrew Wiggins' name is on the All-Star ballot this year. It's crazy, man.
Well, I mean, it's a really tough thing is they can look at pieces and they can figure out how to make them work. Obviously, I think the greatest in NBA history at that has been Greg Popovich. I mean, he's taken like Boris Diaw as a fat ass who can't play basketball anymore in Charlotte, and then he comes to San Antonio and he can play basketball all of a sudden again. Like he's been able to do it with a whole bunch of different players throughout his career. Pop, and I don't know, like I really never thought 20 plus games into the season, I would say maybe the thing you have to do is fire Rick Carlisle to see if these guys are really that bad.
Mike, you put out a tweet a few minutes ago. You said that this team has been bad since '89.
Well, 80, if I'm old enough, I don't know if you guys remember, but 88, you go to the conference finals, you take the Lakers to 7 games, and so you're coming back with pretty much the same team, and you're thinking, all right, I mean, we were 1 game away from being in the NBA Finals. We're right there. And then they didn't even make the playoffs the next year.
Mike, earlier this week, you talked about a trade that I'm very interested in, sir. And I want to give you kudos for that. I'm on board with it. I think I texted you and told you that, or I tweeted to you. I would be on board with trading if I had to, if I got the opportunity trading KP for Lauri Markkanen over in Chicago.
Yeah, now I don't want to do it straight up.
Well, no, we're gonna get some stuff. We're gonna get some stuff back, but the basis of the trade would be those two. Let's start there.
Yeah, so Lauri Markkanen pretty much does what Porzingis does.
Better and younger.
Now, the one thing that I do worry about with Markkanen is you are trading for a guy who's been pretty injury prone in his. This is his 4th year in the league. So that's the one thing is I'd love to have a more reliable guy that you're like, we can count on for 36 minutes a night, and he's going to play 90% of the games. And the games he doesn't play, we're just saying, hey, we're just going to give you rest, once every 15 to 20 games. Not like we have to give you a rest every 4th game, stuff like that. And so the other guy in that trade, I think Otto Porter could be great. He's a 44% three-point shooter. He's a 6'7" tough defensive player, so maybe that could be a guy. Like, to me, nothing against Dorian Finney-Smith. I think he's a nice backup NBA basketball player, that should come in and give you energy off the bench. But Otto Porter, he was a lottery pick. He is more talented than Dorian Finney-Smith, so that would be an upgrade there. And really, I don't know if I could get this too, but then give me Wendell Carter Jr. to get some rebounds and give me some, passing and everything. I don't know. That might be too much for Chicago to give up. But Markkanen's going to be a restricted free agent. Porter's going to be a free agent. And then Wendell Carter Jr. hasn't really worked out much in Chicago. He is out for about a month with an injury. But it's just, I'm trying to cook up something because, when people call in, guys, and they say, we should get Bradley Beal and trade Porzingis.
It's not happening.
Okay, that's fine. Do we have 8 draft picks to give to? Because what it took, and I'm not exaggerating, because what Brooklyn gave up to get James Harden, and I put James Harden and Bradley Beal in the same category as superstar players. Mm-hmm. They gave up 4 first-round picks, 4 first-round pick swaps. Jarrett Allen is a good young player.
Karis LeVert is too.
Yeah, LeVert is a good player. We can give them Porzingis, who maybe equals the 2 guys, the 2 players that they gave up in the trade. But now we got to come up with 4 first-round picks, which we don't have because we have 2 going to the Knicks right now. In fact, this is the thing that really sucks. Can you imagine if the Mavs accidentally win the lottery this year? Like, they have the 7th worst record, and their lottery ball finally, in their million-year history, actually comes up, and they don't even have the pick.
Don't, Mike. Come on, man. Don't even get me started. Okay,
So we can't get him. We can't Zach LaVine. I'd love to get Zach LaVine from Chicago. I was asking him about that in the offseason when he was somewhat available. I don't know what it would have taken, but the Mavericks weren't interested at all. He's not good enough. And Julius Randle, literally, Walt, you heard it from the same people I heard it from who are not, it's not Donnie Nelson and Mark Cuban, but people who are close, who have relationships with Donnie Nelson and Mark Cuban. They said 2 years ago, Dwight Powell is better than Julius Randle.
They did. They told us that.
That was their evaluation. Their evaluation was Dwight Powell is a better NBA basketball player.
I don't know if
I don't know what to do with that.
I don't even know if you remember, but I told you I did that. I went up to Julius Randle, asked him those questions for you in the locker room that one night. I did an interview for you and asked him how he felt about wanting to be here. He gave me a smirk, but yeah, whatever. I can do it. Let's do it. If it comes down to it.
Rebounds.
Well,
passes.
We were in the no rebound clock tonight. No rebound clock was in full. What time, Billy?
It started at 6:27.
6:27. The no rebound clock started. Started right then.
Yeah, but you know what the Mavericks hated about Julius Randle? They didn't think he could catch an alley-oop from whoever would pass the alley-oop to dunk it. And they're like, well, Dwight Powell plays above the rim and he can dunk a basketball. And I'm like, you got to be, without cussing, you got to be kidding me.
It's internet radio, Mike. You can let it rip. You're good. No FCC violations.
But, yeah, I don't know. I think that this team needs to get drastic. I think Skin put on Twitter the other day, who he's on all the Mavericks broadcasts.
Oh,
he doesn't like Andre Drummond at all. And I'm just like, I don't get it. I'm not giving up Porzingis for Andre Drummond, but if they're trying to dump him, which it sounds like they are, just to get something. We don't need a guy who can guard Jokic. We don't need a guy, who can somewhat get us. On average, 15 rebounds. There's games where he gets 25 rebounds in one game. Shit, did we get 25 rebounds tonight as a team?
No, I don't think so.
Hold on, Mike. Let me pull those numbers up.
Sorry
no,
for
it does
cussing.
not look that anybody got 25 rebounds. Our highest rebound tonight was 7, and that was Maxey.
And I will say, tonight was a tough rebounding night because when you give uncontested layups, it is tough to get rebounds off of those.
Well, the basketball looked like an ocean to the Golden State Warriors tonight. They just dive right in.
Yeah, I think what's tough too, Billy, and you said this, and I'll let you talk here, is we didn't expect this.
Right.
This is tough to handle because I think our expectations after the bubble and what we saw was the expectations were so high coming into this year, Billy, and now we have gone, just a total 180 from where we thought we'd be.
Exactly. I know for myself and EA here in the studio. Well, he's not here with us now, but EA was telling us we thought that Luka Doncic would be. I chose him to be the MVP of the season.
What's my MVP, Mike?
But I honestly did not think that the Mavericks would struggle like this. I mean, nobody expected the whole COVID thing, but we got to get past that. We can no longer blame COVID for what's going on with this team. It is really and legitimately an effort issue. And I don't know how you restore that, man. If guys aren't motivated to go out and play, then you're already against the 8 ball as it is, man.
Mike,
you're already behind it.
Mike, before I let you go, I got a question for you. My brother called me and gave me a name for a replacement head coach. Did you hear who that was?
Yeah, I think I gave that to you a week or so, or it's been a long losing streak. But I said he's been a bad head coach in the NBA for the most part, but he has tons of knowledge, and he could maybe really help Luka. Because of his knowledge on how to, maybe push the basketball, how to see. And Luka sees the court. He's in the top 1% of seeing the court in the NBA. But maybe just to give him a little bit more knowledge, because you know what Jason Kidd became better and better at? Not doing stupid turnovers.
Yeah.
When you have the ball in your hands at times, you're going to turn over the ball. Jason Kidd wasn't a 0 turnover guy in his prime. But he stopped making what you'd consider like, what the hell is that? Like, what's the reward? Because the risk was huge on that pass. There's one time where it is earlier in the game where Luka throws a pass 55 feet down the court, and it's like they have 4 guys back. If Dorian Finney-Smith catches that, what the hell do you want Dorian Finney-Smith to do with it? He can't dribble or pass. So you're going to have to ask him to catch it and then put the ball up against 3 defenders? Like there's no reward in that pass.
Well, yeah, was he supposed to shoot it? like they've been doing the whole time. Supposed to put that 3 up. Pull it.
Well, I was texting Gavin Dawson tonight after the game, and I'm like, I'm scared, man. I can't believe this, but I think getting the 10th seed is going to be the goal, and I don't know if they can do it.
Because you get to do the play-in this year, right?
Yeah, you get to. I think we're going to get to a goal of. I think we're going to get 10 games left in the season. You know, they played about 62, and I think we are going to be like, you know, either barely holding on to the 10th seed or 2 or 3 games out with 10 to play, and we're going to have to win like 8 out of our last 10 just to get into the play-in situation.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening, man. The way this team is right now, that might be the best we can hope for, man.
Mike, before I let you go.
And maybe the best is to just lose, is to just look so bad that Cuban and Donnie have no choice but to totally blow the thing up around Luka.
Right.
Mike, before I let you go, I want to let you know something. I saw you guys came in number 13 in the Bear rankings. Should have been higher. Highway robbery. Just want to throw that out there.
Well, I'm happy we were in it. I know the guys last year were unhappy they weren't in it, and we hadn't been. They hadn't been on middays, and I hadn't been with them, you know, that long. And I said, man, a lot of that stuff is like a longevity thing too, which is cool because G-Bag Nation was number 5, right? That I was a part of for a long time. And I told them the first 2 years we were on, we didn't make that list, and then we kept going up and up and up, and now G-Bag Nation is a top 5, you know, show according to that poll in the country. And I'm like, just give it some time, Kevin and Corey. 13 is good. Next year, hopefully we sneak into that top 10, and then we're pushing for a number 5, you know, or higher. So thank you guys, man. You know what? You guys have been therapy for me on these basketball nights because there haven't been too many happy moments in the last month of Mavericks basketball.
I know it, Mike. I'm glad we could be here for you, man. We're all struggling.
That might be what we call our post-game show, the therapy show.
Yeah, that's what it needs to be.
The therapist.
The therapist. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I appreciate it, Mike. Love you, man.
All right, see you guys.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Man, we haven't even gotten to the highlights yet. We haven't even got to the highlights.
Hey, the people at home know what happened.
No, they don't know what happened. There are certain people who didn't see what happened.
Okay, well, hey, if you want to give it to them, I mean, hey.
Cat, can you put it up on the screen? I guess you might have to turn the monitor around so we can see. We can call this thing and
Someone's about to call in before we can get to it. I promise you.
No.
Someone's gonna call in before we get to it.
Oh, Cat's about to hit play right here.
Here we go.
Have to play.
Yeah, I was gonna say, go ahead and turn the volume now. They don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay. It was early. KP has some stuff going on. Here we go. You look back here, Steph. There you go. There's one. There's one, Steph Curry. And I talked about this with you in the hallway, and I talked about it earlier with EA. You know, what they did tonight was they let Draymond Green run the point, and they let Steph Curry fly. Now, but like Mike said, they didn't just let Steph. Everybody was running around.
Yeah,
everybody was running around. But they took their main shooter guy off. There's a 3 by KP. They took their main shooter guy off the ball, which is what I've been saying since last year. I noticed this about Luka. If you just take him off the ball, I promise you, his game will open up.
Yep.
I promise you it will.
I think people don't understand how difficult it is. It's easier to go and try to guard one guy as opposed to having to worry about 5 different guys, especially if your coach knows how to utilize them and put them in the right position. Man,
what KP had going early, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, man. At one point, he had hit like 3.
He was looking like the best player on the floor.
Yeah. And then in typical fashion, they just say, oh, okay, all right, to hell with it. All right, it's about that time of the game. We just stop playing defense. Just leave it alone.
Well, there you go, man. Okay, I don't think that's what they decided on.
Yeah, they had to. I mean, gee, well, they gave up 140. What was 147?
147.
3 points short of 150. So they gave up. What was the score at halftime? I think it was like 70.
Mitch Daniels says Luka doesn't know a good shot from a bad shot.
Hey,
it's actually kind of not. That's actually kind of not looking bad.
It's very true. Now, we've been saying that for a while. Luka takes some bad shots, and it's not all his fault, but, man, sometimes in the game, you got to find a way to stay away from bad shots. You have to stay away from turnovers to give yourself a great opportunity. You're already playing a team that's going to score on you anyway. When you're giving them extra opportunities, you know, again, closest analogy I can think of, man, is when you look at the game of football, man. They always say turnovers, man. The team that wins the turnover battle wins. That's in all sports, man, or competitive team sports like this. You're turning it over, giving Golden State extra opportunities. They're going to go and they're going to make the most of it. And we're not a good three-point shooting team to begin with. We're running down, jacking up threes instead of playing inside out. This is what
there's
happens.
There's more threes raining down right there. Watch this right here. Comes around, Steph Curry, right wide. Oh, miss, in.
That's Mr. 40-point Oubre.
Yeah, 40 points tonight. Billy is highly upset about that 40 points.
He won't. I don't know that he'll have a 30 point
I
game
bet
the
you that
rest
was
of
a
the
career high for him.
No, absolutely.
That
Why
probably
not
was a
against the
career high.
Mavericks? Why not? Why not? Who
Was that Kelly? There goes Kelly Oubre with another one.
Yeah.
There's another one. This is still. These are not the same highlights. I mean, these are not the same shots on these highlights, guys. These are different shots. I promise you.
It looks the same.
It just looks the same. Here you go, right here. Luka 3. Okay, he got that one. He knocked that one down. You probably feel like that was a bad shot.
No, I mean he was open. I don't mind him taking the shot, but Jesus, it's just. Look
Here
at
we go,
this.
Luka.
Oh, Steph. I think this is going to be the one. Steph comes off that screen. There he is.
Yeah, this is the one where I told you I was like, watch this.
How quick is his trigger finger, man? That guy catches the ball, and that ball's up, and it's in there quickly.
Pass right here. Here's your guy.
Yeah.
Josh Richardson. You're
My
not
guy.
talking much about him tonight. What did Josh Richardson give you?
Hey, man.
What did
I
Josh
don't
give you
know.
tonight?
You know
What did Josh give you tonight?
I'm looking up the box score right
Josh
now.
Richardson.
Man.
Oh, no, never mind. Don't worry about what he gave you tonight.
Wasn't nothing
Doesn't worry
important.
about it. It's not good.
Well, hey.
That may have been the only point he scored tonight.
Well, hey, he was chasing Steph Curry around all night long, man. I mean, that's a tough job.
Well, he didn't do too good a job.
Well, I mean,
Instead at 147. What did Steph have the night before the night was over
I'm
with?
looking at it right
Steph
now.
Curry had 28. 28.
A quiet 28.
Nothing he ever does is quiet.
No, it was quiet. I didn't recall too much going on.
Yeah,
He was 4 of 10 from 3.
I guess because you're too focused on that Kelly Oubre 40-pointer.
Ah, man. I mean, look at this. Look at the numbers. I mean,
Andrew Wiggins had a that's who had a quiet 18.
Yeah, 18. Toscano Anderson, whoever the hell that is, 14 points. Draymond Green gave you 11.
Yep.
Oubre 40. Curry 28. Mulder 12. I mean, complete guy. Oh God, who is this? Who is this guy? Damian Lee. Can I interest you in Damian Lee? 17 points. I'm not even sure who that is.
Toscano Anderson with 14.
So you have
Mulder
1,
with
2,
12.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help but notice. I thought Steph Curry was laughing at the Mavericks at the end of the game. I just thought he
should have been.
I just thought he was.
Dude,
That's my personal opinion.
Well, they had 9 players that touched the floor tonight. The Warriors did. 7 of those guys were in double figures. Do you understand how significant that is? They had 9 players. They were missing 3 of their big men. They ran 9 players tonight.
The dojo man going to the basket. I don't know if that was at this point. It was pretty much just out of control. I don't even think Luka's on the floor at this point anymore.
And then this would have been the perfect game again, as we mentioned before, to get those rookies out there. Unfortunately, those rookies are all in G League now.
Sent to the G League. So
yeah, so you can't even get any. There was nothing positive that came out of tonight.
Well, okay, Billy. You look
Nothing.
at look. There is some positive.
No,
There is some
please
positive.
tell me where the positive
There's another
is.
3. What we got here? Is this a turnover? This is turnover. Luka basket, block.
We need that.
That was another turnover.
We need that.
That was
DJ
another
Khaled.
turnover.
We need that DJ Khaled bit. We need that another one, man. We need that because it's just over and over and over again.
There's another 3. I'm just trying to figure out how we got to 140. It's another Kelly Oubre basket right here. What we got? Yeah, another 2.
These guys are just.
I mean, it's just. I just told you it was like an ocean out there. I mean, everything they're shooting just looked wide open.
Look at this.
Oh,
You're not gonna tag
KP.
me.
Yeah. KP out there on the island by himself. They don't even call really. Do the Mavericks even play double team?
No, at no point did they try to.
Is that Kelly Oubre? Yep.
I'm just gonna pull up because I can.
Yep. Walking the ball down here.
I mean, they were just getting real arrogant with it at this point. I mean,
pretty much. No, that's not Luka. That's Josh Green. Boban. Fine. We had a Boban sighting. Okay, I didn't know we had a Boban sighting. Yes, I did because Kelly Oubre blocked the shot and then he let him know.
Oubre again.
Let him. Jesus Christ.
Another one.
Jesus Christ.
What is going on out here?
Jesus Christ. Here we
Here's
go,
something
cutting
else
that basket
serious about
here.
to happen. This
2
is
minutes.
embarrassing.
Cat, just stop it. Just go ahead and stop it. Just stop it.
Yeah, at this point,
I
it's- yeah.
can't look at it.
we're not doing anything but damaging ourselves at this point.
We're not doing ourselves any good. Billy, I said that if the Dallas Mavericks lose, I'm piggybacking off what Gavin Dawson said. I agree with him. I said that they can't lose more than they have to win at least more than 2 games on this. I said give them 5. They got to at least win 5 games to keep Rick Carlisle in position. But after tonight, I think the number might have lowered. But I'm gonna give they're gonna get their shot at redemption on Saturday.
Yeah, it's the same team.
Yeah, we played the Golden State Warriors again here. So if it looks like this again on Saturday, EA doesn't want. I don't know what EA's problem is. He don't want to accept it. He don't want to believe it. He got to go. If they get blown out like this again at home,
Yeah,
in the AAC,
might be. Man,
I understand what Mark Cuban was saying earlier, but you can't give me COVID. You can't give me COVID as an excuse.
No,
You
that
give
can't
me-
be
that-
the
no,
excuse for the rest of the year.
no.
And like I said, man, people don't want to recognize this and admit it, but man, when you lose the locker room, you can't lose a certain amount of games just like consistently like that, because guys are going to start tuning you out. What you're doing is not working. You're not going to be able to keep putting Rick before the team and telling them, hey, we're going to do this and we're going to bounce back and we're going to do this. If they've lost confidence in Rick and lost confidence amongst the team with each other, you have to make a change. It's almost like your hand is forced. You have to make a change. You can't just sit there and hope for it to get better, because clearly we've been hoping for a little while and it has not happened. This team is in a very, very bad place right now.
I've tried to explain to Brickhead EA and other people in the media that this is what this was going to come to, because people like to say I'm hating or whatever on Rick Carlisle. I have no reason to hate on Rick Carlisle. Like I said, Rick Carlisle is a Hall of Fame coach. He's a top 10 coach. Whatever accolades you want to give him, I love Rick Carlisle. But when you go and you flip your locker room over and go young, you have to bring in a new coach.
Yep.
You have to. Well, are they gonna say the Spurs didn't typically rebuild, because you know what they did? They traded and got LaMarcus Aldridge, and then they bought in DeMar DeRozan, and they put in some other pieces.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you don't have to do it. The Mavericks went and got in the draft. Mavericks had a top pick. I don't even think the Spurs have had a top pick in a while.
Mm.
The Mavericks went and got a top pick, and they got Luka. Not only that, the year before that, a couple years before that, they went and got Dennis Smith.
Yep.
So when you're going in that direction, you have to. I've been telling people this for years. I was like, it's going to get to a point where you're going to be forced to have to get rid of Rick.
Right.
Because the locker room is too young.
Yeah.
It was never about hating on Rick or I think Rick Carlisle sucks. None of that. I mean, you see, Mikey said, I'm in the locker room. Last season, for 2 years, I've been in the locker room. And I've watched basketball pretty much my entire life. And I know I can sit there and watch and let you know that when I'm watching, at some point when you're going young, the old message that's in is
Right.
it's not going to be
fades.
accepted.
Yeah.
And you wonder why guys don't come to Dallas, because they don't want to go with the old message.
Right.
Like I said, when guys like Steph Curry come here and they leave and they go somewhere else like Philly and ball like they are,
Yeah.
and they ask him, well, what happened in Dallas? And he tells them it's because they run a system.
Right.
Other players say,
Nah, I don't want that. Yeah.
You're right. I don't want that.
Well, I mean, I think you said it, when Keith called in earlier tonight, he said the same thing, man. Just Rick Carlisle at this point, his message has ran its course. He's better suited for a team of veterans. That's what it was when the Mavericks won. Everybody was veterans with the exception of, well, I can't even really think of a young guy that was on the team that championship year. I can't think of it just off the top of my head, but just you got to have certain coaches deal better with certain type of players, and their scheme works better for guys who are no longer, just super athletic or whatever. These young guys who are coming into the league now, they want to run and gun, man. And so you have to have somebody, like you said, who's going to push that narrative. Hey guys, let's get the ball off the rim.
I mean, I heard Skin the other night on the broadcast. I want to say it was a Phoenix gun. The Phoenix game, when they got it, he was like, all right, now push.
Yeah, push it. Yeah, I heard
push
it.
it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is what the message I've been telling you. You can't play slow basketball in today's NBA.
No, you got to get
If
up
you
and down.
are, you got to be the Lakers.
Yep.
You got to be Clippers. You got to have a guy like LeBron or Kawhi that plays at their own pace that can dictate that. We
Yep.
don't have that yet. Luka's not there yet.
No, we don't have that at all. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do things, man. I'm very interested to see what they're going to do over the next couple of weeks, especially going into the All-Star break. Are they going to be active?
I'm sorry. I like Mike was saying about Mark Cuban. I don't know if he was BSing it today, but I really feel like he really thinks this is still a good team and they're going to be fine.
He couldn't possibly.
The way he was mapping it out, he was like, they're fine. You know, we still got another half of the season to go, and I'm like,
well, I tell you what, man, I'd love to eat some of that good old crow about what's going on here right now. I'd love.
What gives you hope that they're just gonna magically?
I really
just
don't.
Turn it on like that.
I don't really have any hope.
If you can't turn it on now, what makes you think?
Well, I mean, you know, the thing is, man, with the Mavericks right now, the team is playing bad, obviously. They don't seem to have the personnel to match what they're trying to do or what they need to do. In that front office, man, it's just going to really be about having a conversation. Mark Cuban, Donnie Nelson, Rick Carlisle, maybe they get together during the All-Star break. Hey, guys, listen. If we're not going to be able to do this, if we don't feel like we can do this, then maybe we need to go ahead and just start. Let's dump everything so we can start this thing all the way over. Because last thing you want to do, you don't want to just sit there and keep beating your head against a brick wall. You got to make a change, not for the fans, not so much for the fans, but for the guys in that locker room, man. If it's not working, those guys are not going to keep coming out there giving their best, knowing that we're not in position to win. You got to go out there and say and look at it honestly. All the way objectively. I don't care who you are, Mark Cuban. You don't have to sell me on the fact that this is a good basketball team. I'm watching them every night. This is not a good basketball team.
If you got to sell me on it.
No, I need to be able to. I have two eyes. I watch the games. I always encourage people, even when I do my little videos and these rants or whatever, I'm always saying, hey, don't worry about what Skip and Shannon and these guys are saying. Shout out to them. You know, they're analysts and they do their thing.
They don't really talk about Maverick games.
Yeah, exactly. They don't really talk about the Mavericks like that. But I'm just saying, these guys who are even in the local media.
Okay, I need to point this out. Okay,
what do we have?
A guy on my Twitter, Juan Bell, has a petition that's going out, and it's got Rick Carlisle doing this, and it's a petition to sign to get Rick Carlisle fired. That's a petition that's going around on Twitter right now. That was just sent to me. I can't sign that petition, even though I don't want Rick Carlisle fired. It's what needs to be done.
I told
it's
you,
not like I just want Rick Carlisle fired because no, it's what needs to be done, and you should have done it. Last year or the year before last, when you got Luka. That's when it was time to go ahead.
Time to go with another direction.
I'll take it back. When Dirk retired.
Right after.
When Dirk retired, it was time to
go in a whole new direction. But I think
I felt the same thing Popovich. When Tim Duncan retired and Manu and them all retired,
time to start over.
It was time to start over. It was time to move on.
Yeah, you can't hold on to old pieces and then try to, or an old message and then bring in new guys and try to give that message to them. They're not running with it. These guys, again, they want to get the ball off the rim. They want to run. They want to play free, man. Like you said, they don't really want to play in a system to where, hey, this is the only thing that I do. I'm defined. I'm restricted to this specific role. All I can do is be a spot-up shooter. No, a lot of these guys feel like they can do more, and their game is limited by playing within the system. So I do understand what you're saying from that standpoint, but the Mavericks got a long way to go. They've got to figure this thing out. They got to figure it out very quickly. If you're not going to do anything this year, which is clear we're not, let's shut it down. Let's go in another direction.
I keep alluding to Saturday night. If it looks bad like this again tonight,
That might be the end.
I don't see how you could continue on. If it gets this bad again, I mean that's
147 points.
That's a career point night for the.
For Oubre?
No,
or for the Warriors.
For the Warriors, they put that up. That was a career point night for the Warriors.
147.
Now again, like Mike was saying, when it was back when he was saying about how Mark Cuban had to address Luka about after the game, whatever. Like he said, I think Luka's already starting that emotion.
He's upset.
Yeah. He's upset. He's letting it be known. And I said I felt like he might have been upset with that, but I felt like he was more pissed at the fact that Luka brought those comments out loud.
Yeah.
And with the effort at first, when I went back and I listened to the effort comments from Luka, I honestly thought he was throwing a slug at Porzingis. That's who I thought he was throwing the slug at. And Brian Broadus brought this up today on when I was listening to G-Bag. He said I liked angry Porzingis. I like that. And I'm thinking like, yeah, because angry Porzingis balled on And tonight I was hoping he was gonna get angry and go out there and do it again.
Yep.
But we didn't see it from him.
No, not at all.
Is he a lost cause too?
I don't think KP's a lost cause, but it's just abundantly clear at this point. What they're doing is not working. The plan, whatever the plan was that Carlisle and Cuban and Donnie Nelson came up with as far as Luka and Porzingis, like you had brought up earlier, man, they don't even play these guys at the same time. I've never seen in the NBA.
Well, last night they did. They put them on the floor at the same time.
Right, but I mean the fact that you don't get more from both of those guys playing on the floor at the same time is ridiculous to me. Those are your two-star players. It shouldn't be where, okay, Luka, when he's on the floor by himself, he can eat. And then when KP's on the floor, that's the only way he can do it. No, you guys need to be able to do it together. Luka, you're the assist man. Set him up to score. Okay, KP, once you start stretching the floor by shooting, that opens up the floor for Luka. It should work together. I've never seen any other team, maybe with the exception of like KD and Durant when they were in OKC together. Even then, those guys still played well together. People thought Russ took a lot of the shots that KD should have been having. But
Russ was more aggressive than KD was.
Right, but even with that, it's like, man, you look at those guys; they were able to make things happen. It was a true double threat when they were out there. Whatever. I feel like when KP and Luka are on the floor together, it's still just we're only going to worry about this one guy, and that's a problem, man. You need to be able. Both of those guys need to be able to pressure the defense and open it up for your Hardaways and Finney Smiths and Trey Burks and other guys who are on the floor with you. That you got to be able to do.
What it boils down to me is that it's kind of like when I'll give you an example. When Phil Jackson came back and was doing the Knicks, running the Knicks organization, and he kept trying to get them to run the triangle offense. And this is during the Golden State era where they running and shooting threes. And Shaq was on TV. Oh yeah, the it'll work. You just gotta do this. And I'm like, no. And Chuck and I'm telling him, bro, that ain't gonna work in today's NBA because you got to be able to shoot. And I just feel maybe Rick's offense is outdated.
Yeah, it is. I'm looking here on Twitter, and I see that looks like a gentleman by the name of Ivan Dominguez responded to Mike's earlier tweet. And I think it makes perfect sense. He says, I don't expect this front office to do anything to help this team win. For some reason, they love their role players and think way too highly of them on the court. Luka is not going to be a Mavs lifer, as Cuban said earlier, not with this roster.
He'll be a Mavs lifer. They'll start putting things and getting him right. And I ain't worried about that.
Well, let me ask you this. How soon does Luka need to start seeing that before he starts getting antsy? I understand the Mavericks will have the right to sign him and they can offer him the most money and all this stuff.
I keep telling you, foreign players don't think like that.
I mean,
they don't think like that. They don't think like that at all. They're not selfish. So when I say that, they'll wait and let stuff play out and build. That's why I keep telling people, you give me a foreign player that ever left a team. I mean, hell, any star player left a team. The only people that ever do that was KD and LeBron.
Yeah.
That's it. And think about this. KD left and he's still soul searching after he left.
Yeah.
He went to a team that they should be dominating the league right now. And
Right.
he still wasn't happy there.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to chase the rings. I love LeBron, but LeBron, he went back, got Cleveland a ring, and then he went off. He's still chasing the ring at the end of the day. So that's just, ring chasing is in, but foreign. I don't know of a foreign player who's ever done it.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to start with Luka.
Well, I tell you what, man. I mean, he's a talented guy. He's going to get better, especially if you get another coach in here that's going to, maybe.
No, they're trust me. He gonna have the keys to the car here. He's not. No, they're not. Nobody's gonna give up the keys to the car for. Now, KD will probably tell you LeBron didn't have the keys to the car. Okay, in Cleveland, like he thought he was. That's why he left. Okay, he went to Miami. He was there. After a while, he had the keys for a little bit, and then Pat Riley took it away from him.
Yeah.
You know, he wanted special this, and then Pat Riley was like, "No, we're not doing that."
Right.
And he bounced. He went back to Cleveland. He went back to Cleveland to win the city of championship.
Yep.
What happened? When it was time to re-up and do whatever. Matter of fact, he said, "Don't trade Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
Don't trade him. I'll fix it." And they traded Kyrie Irving.
Yep.
That's why he was like, "All right, well, if that's what you're doing it again. I'm out."
Yep.
Now he's over in LA. He got the keys to the car.
Yep.
He got the keys to it. He drive it. You're not gonna give that up to go. Where's Luka gonna go? Where's he gonna go?
I mean, there'll be a lot of suitors for him, but I don't know what will be as good.
Listen, when you leave Dallas, when you leave the team, you leave Dallas, you're going 1 of 3 places right now in the NBA: Golden State, LA, or Miami.
You're not going to any of those.
Which one? Which one are you going to? LA. You want to go to LA?
I mean, you could go to if you wanted to. You could go to Miami and be the man there.
What does Miami have that's so attractive there that will make you just say?
Well, I mean, on their roster, nothing really, tight like that.
By the time Luka decides to want to go to LA, if he goes to LA right now, he's under LeBron and AD.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna work.
Where's he gonna go? Where is Luka Doncic gonna say, "Oh, I want to go there. That's where I can start my career.
Yeah.
That's where I can get things going at." When you look around the league, where's he gonna go? Portland? You want to leave Dallas to go to Portland?
No, I don't think you want to do that. No.
You want to leave Dallas to go to Chicago?
Maybe up to New York.
You want to leave Dallas? You want to leave Dallas to go play New York?
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, it's the big.
Oh, you want
stage.
to go? Oh, you want to leave Dallas to go to Brooklyn? Well, hell, they got Kyrie, KD, and.
Well, no, I'm talking about the Knicks.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying. The Knicks ain't that much better. Dolan kills that organization every time he gets something going.
Yeah, he does.
There's nowhere for him to go.
I mean, well, if we have them trapped here, because that's what it feels like, we have them trapped here. If we have them here, they're going to have to find a way, man, to just add pieces. I can't say that enough.
You know how you add pieces? The draft.
Well,
That's what you got to do. You got to get in the draft.
Good luck.
You got to get in the draft. When you keep trading picks away like you did this year's pick is gone. And you know what? Mike's right. They have a chance to be in the lottery and get a top pick right now. And if they do, it goes to the New York Knicks. Right now.
Is there anything you can give away to get that pick back?
Porzingis and hope, and
The Knicks
you would
aren't
have to
taking
trade him to get that pick. You would have to trade him somewhere that's not looking to get into the draft, like maybe like a Golden State, maybe like a LA, both LA teams. Maybe a Philly. Nope, they don't need him. Maybe Indiana. They might be willing to give up the pick. Maybe nope, New Orleans. Nope, they're not doing it. You'd have to find somebody that doesn't want their pick. It's like, yeah, you have it.
Yeah.
Maybe Boston.
Yeah, well, Boston I always stockpiles picks or where but sending him there, I mean,
You can't send him back to the Knicks.
no, that's bad. That's dead over there. So I don't know, Walt. I know MFFLs. I don't have the answer.
Can you tell people where they can find you at?
I can be found on Instagram and Twitter at Radio Guy Ray. On Facebook, it's just Billy Allen. Yeah, that's. I'm taking back. I'm taking back at this point.
You think? What are you so?
The Mavs have drained me for the night.
Oh
yeah.
man.
Yeah, you catch me over there, man. I'll be having a lot of activity going tomorrow. I got some special stuff going on tomorrow. I can't really speak on those things, but they'll come as a surprise tomorrow.
Okay.
So
You gonna be going live tomorrow?
I will be going live tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
I will be going live tomorrow for all.
Well, we're gonna be going back live on Saturday night after Mavs Warriors. Hopefully, it's a better ending than this one.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be smiling.
Well, I'm gonna smile. Period. You know.
Yeah.
Not that I'm happy about this, but I warned you a full rebuild was gonna have to come years ago. But
Yeah.
you know,
It's upon us, guys.
it was already staring you in the
It's
face.
here. Well, it's slapping us in the face now.
Yeah.
Not just staring.
You can follow me at Just the Advocate on Twitter. You can follow me Walt Chisholm on Facebook. You can follow the show It Is Business on Twitter. It Is Business DFW on Facebook, and of course For the Gram best.for.business DFW. I didn't want to get to the fun segment I had tonight, but we'll definitely get to it next Thursday. I definitely make sure we do that.
Oh, yeah.
But Tuesday we'll be back here. We'll be recapping the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Going over some more Mavs. Hopefully. Some
It
more
just brings
Mavs.
you. It just brings.
Because
you
football
down.
season be over, so it's pretty much going to be focused on the Mavs and getting ready for what we hope baseball season to be happening.
Yep.
But hey, all those fellas, we got the Stars.
Yeah, the Stars
You
are
watch the
still playing.
Stars. You
Yep.
go watch them do it on the ice. You can go to the Stars game. The AAC is open for the
Yep,
Stars.
Yep, sure is. You can go down there and do that. Man, I tell you what, I'm excited for the Super Bowl, obviously, and everything. I know you mentioned that there's going to be some good cooking going on over there.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the smoked queso.
Okay.
I'm gonna make the smoked queso. I'm gonna put the queso on the grill and try that again.
Okay. Yeah, I think that'd be a good look, man. I know you said we're staying away from the fried foods, but I think if I heard you correctly, you said we're going to go ahead and.
Yeah, I'm already. I'm dropping $20 in the bucket because there's.
I'll have to drop another 20.
I'm gonna have to drop 20 in there because there's gonna be. I'm gonna do the smoked queso. Then I'm gonna do some. But the queso's bad. Because I'm saying I'm not frying anything, but even the air fryer, I'm air frying wings. I'm not putting them in grease.
Okay.
Dropping them. But still, there might be some other snacks there that I'll have. That'll be
pretty appetizing.
Yeah. But yeah, man, just ready for a busy sports weekend. Of course, every Saturday morning I gotta wake up and watch some college basketball.
Oh yeah.
Gotta get myself ready for the March Madness tournament. I gotta pick a good winner because I don't know if you know this. My last 2 brackets that I did, I got the Final Four right, and I got No, I didn't get the Final Four right. I got the championship right.
Okay, and the last 2, huh?
I got the last 2 right.
Yeah, it's going to be up on us here real soon, so it'll be exciting, man. I just don't have anything left for it, man. I've never been around a situation where a team. I thought the Cowboys were bad, man. The Mavericks. I never thought this would be possible. The Mavericks have drugged me to lows. Yeah, lows that I didn't even think would happen. Normally it's the Cowboys, but the Mavericks are really competing for that this year.
We want to thank Kat over there on the ones and twos. She does a great job every night. Everybody loves her. Jay Nonstop wanted to make sure I tell you that he said hello. He's actually said it in the past couple shows, but you just hadn't been here. He said it Tuesday night, and I was like, well, she's not here.
Well, dang.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to Jay Nonstop.
Yeah, Jay Nonstop. That was the guy that was here. That was Tovash's barber that was here.
Yeah.
That was here the other day.
Yeah, big shout out to that guy.
So we'll be back here Tuesday night. Like we always say, always do what's best for business. And if we don't see you around, then we'll see you around.
Up in a body bag.